Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, you are welcome to the family. Make sure you subscribe, like, share and comment. Okay. I remember we've done a video about how good is sex and the physical and spiritual side of sex. So today we're doing more practical. We're reading from the Bible. And I just want to talk about the fact that people think, or most ladies think, if I give sex to him, he will love me. If I open my legs for him, he will marry me. He has promised to marry me, but he says I should prove my love to him by letting him have sex with me. So I'm going to, So today we're just reading something in 2 Samuel 13. Someone clarify this thought of most ladies. So David had a sister who was called Tamar, and had a half brother who was called Ammon. So Ammon was in love with David's sister. He was so in love with the half sister. So Arnold had a friend. I'm reading verse 3. But Arnold had a friend whose name was called Jonab. One day he was sad, and Jonab went and he said, "Why are you troubled? Would you like to tell me why?" And he says, "I'm in love." I think that's verse 4. He said, "I'm in love with Tamar, my half brother's sister." Guess what? Jonab told Ammon that go to bed and pretend you are sick. He told his friend though, and when David comes to see you, say to him, just let your sister Tamar come and serve me food. See the advice a good friend is giving to his friend. Go to bed and pretend you are sick, and tell your father David to tell his sister to come and serve you food. And as a good friend too, he also took it. And let her prepare it in my sight, so that I may see it and eat it from her hand. Ammon lay down and pretended to be sick. And when the king came to him, Ammon said to the king, "Please let your sister Tamar come and make me a couple of cakes in my sight, so that I may eat from her hand." 7. Then David sent a word to the house of Tamar, saying, "Go now to your brother Ammon's house and prepare food for him." So Tamar went to the brother Ammon's house, and he was in bed, and she took dough and he made the cake. And obviously she went there to make the cake. I'm not reading the part. So she took the pan and dished out, but Ammon refused to eat. Ammon refused to eat because he didn't need the food. He needed something else. He needed something else. He didn't need the food. He needed something else. He needed sex. He didn't need the food. And Ammon said, "Have everyone leave me." So everyone left him. As in, he told all the guys, the people around, to leave. And everyone left him, except Tamar. Then Ammon said to Tamar, "Bring the food into my bedroom, so that I may eat from your hands." So Tamar took the cakes and made and brought them into the bedroom of her half-brother's Ammon. When she brought them to him to eat, he took hold of her and said, "Come lay with me, my sister." She replied, "No, my brother. Don't violate me, for such thing is not done in Israel. Do not do this disgraceful thing. As for me, how could I get rid of my shame and disgrace, and you will be considered one of the fools in Israel. So now, just speak to the king about taking me as your wife. He will not withhold me from you. Withhold me from you." See the wise woman talking right now. Do not violate me, else you'll be considered as one of the fools in Israel, and I cannot bear the shame of it. So why don't you talk to your father, considering me as your wife? Because he will not stop me from being your wife. So why don't you do that? You see, that's what people say, "Marry me." And he said, "No, before I marry you, you need to prove to me you love me." But he will not listen to her, because the mind was not to marry her. The mind was to get something. And he was just trying to get the lady on his bed. So what the lady was talking about, wasn't even listening. And since he was stronger than her, he violated her and laid with her. Then Achiaa became extremely hateful towards her. After he had got what he wanted, after he had forced the lady in his bed, he extremely hated her. He extremely hated her. The Bible says that for his hatred towards her was greater than the love which he had for her. The hatred Achiaa developed for the sister was above the love he had for her. So what makes you think that the guy will love you more when he leaves you? What makes you think that the guy will love you more when he had chance in your legs, when he had the chance to get between your legs? What makes you think the guy will love you more? What makes you think so? You in your mind, you're saying, why don't you just get married before we, and the guy is not even listening. But after, the love is not still the same. He even hits you more than the love. Let's get to the end of this. He says that, verse 15, then Achiaa became extremely hateful towards her, and his hatred towards her was greater than the love which he had for her. And Achiaa said to her, get up and get out. She wanted to tuck her away. She told her to get out. And the woman said, no. After what you've done with me, you're still throwing me away? He said, go away. And the woman said, no. And guess what? He called his guards to throw the woman away out of his presence. Don't think the guy will love you when you give him your body. Don't think the guy will love you when you open your legs and have sex with me. Having Chisi, a lady who has gone to a man's house, had sex with the man, and afterward, the man was the one who took the lady's clothes, but after which you tell you, wear your clothes and leave my house. Wear your clothes and leave my house. Who told you sex will let the person love you? Sex is not love. He loved him, but after sex, he says that he extremely hated her. Even more than the love he had for her. And even threw him out of his presence. The same lady whom he lied just to get, whom he went through process just to get, is now the same lady he's ordering some people, bodyguards, to send her away. Let us not, ladies, let us wise up our minds. Let us wise up our minds. And tell ourselves that we are not doing this until we are married. Then I'm sorry to bring this up. What about the people who do one-night stands? What about the people who just sleep with men for money? Is sex love? Then why do they do it with plenty people? I'm not justifying. They all have their reasons, and sometimes their reasons are reasonable, because when you think about it, I just don't want to go there. But I'm just using an example. Sorry to use it as an example as well. But sex is not love. Sex is not love. Don't let anybody lie to you that have sex with me and I'll marry you. If you are not ready to marry the person before sex, then you don't love the person enough. Achiaa didn't love her enough to marry her before sex. He didn't love her enough to marry her before sex. He rather wanted to have sex with her and not marry. Ladies, let's pause and let's make up our minds. We are special. God made us so special. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this video. And you can also check out our videos concerning sex, how good is sex, spiritual and physical and spiritual side about sex as well. And today, as we've also talked about, not sex. Sex is not love. Sex is not love. Sex is not love. So thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys in my next video. Please share with your friends and families. That is all, ladies. Have this advice, See you guys in my next video. Love you guys.